Hi everyone, I'm Lauren and I am coming on for the ABCs of essential oils, and I am talking about basil today. You're gonna have to forgive me, I just got off of work, so I'm still in my scrubs and I'm here in my car before I go in my house, because once I get inside then my family won't leave me alone. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about this oil. So I have to tell you that as I was researching this oil, this is one that I have in my arsenal. I feel like it's one that I don't use enough, so it was really cool to be able to research this oil and learn some new ways to use it. So let me tell you about some of the top properties of basil. So it's steam distilled, it's steam distilled from the leaves of the basil plant, and the chief constituent is linalool, and that's what gives it so many of its great properties. So it's antibacterial, antiviral, it's an analgesic, which means it's good for pain relief. It's also relaxing if you're feeling overwhelmed, but it is relaxing but also makes you alert at the same time. So it's a great one to use for studying or anytime you need to focus. Hold on, I made some notes, so let me see what else. Oh, and then it's really soothing for the digestive system, which I did not know. So some of the top uses, I had always thought of basil as a great oil if you have an ear infection or your kiddos have an ear infection. And that is true because of its analgesic properties, its antiviral, antibacterial properties. So one of the things that you can do, I think you can search in the group, it's called the Happy Ears blend, and it's basil, melaleuca, and lavender, and you put that in a roller, and then you never put oils directly inside the ear, but you would take that roller and you would roll it around the outside of the ear and rub it in, and even like on the ear bone, kind of right here. This right here is called your tragus. You can kind of put it right here. But another thing you can do is take just a drop of basil oil and put it directly onto a cotton ball, and then put that cotton ball in your ear, and then the vapors from that will help with the infection and as well as soothing for pain relief. So that's one of the ways that you can use basil. But that was really kind of, to my extent, what I thought of when I thought of basil and what it could do, but it really does so much more. So it's great for bug bites. I didn't know that. It's soothing to the digestive tract. It's also really good for migraines. And so you can combine it with frankincense or past tense. You could combine it for anything for a headache related, for anything muscle related. It's very soothing to the muscles. So when Kate talked about aroma touch, basil is one of the oils that is in aroma touch for that reason, because it's soothing to the muscles. So you can also combine it with deep blue for an even more of a, kind of intense effect. I love both aroma touch, but deep blue is a little more intense. So you could combine the basil with the deep blue. Hi, Patty. Hi, Amy. Good to have you guys on. So that's some of the ways. Yeah, Amy, you should try it for headaches. You could add it to whatever you're already using, but frankincense would be great, or past tense, or whatever it is that you already like to do. So let's see, gums. So this was another one I didn't know. So I actually looked up some of the PubMed studies, and it actually was superior or equal or superior performing to some of the commercial agents. So you could make a homemade mouthwash with melaleuca, clove, which is also amazing for oral health, and basil. So you could do a mouthwash with some water and use that, or you could even do peppermint with it also if you wanted to make it refreshing, or you could even add a couple drops to some coconut oil if you do coconut oil. Yes, and you could totally add it to foods. Patty is saying you can add it to foods. That was actually on my list. So even making like a salad dressing, like almost like a herbal goddess dressing, if you did tahini and olive oil, I would add the basil oil to the olive oil, maybe even some lemon, and then you could do like some garlic and lemon juice, and that would be delicious. Or you could even make a savory olive oil out of it if you were dipping bread or putting it over pasta or whatever you were going to finish olive oil with. You could put the basil oil with it. Basil and lemon, I always think, just goes so well together. So you really could cook with it too. Or cocktails. Yes, now we're talking. Forget the goddess dressing if you could put it to a cocktail. But yeah, you absolutely could do, if you're doing like watermelon and basil, or strawberry basil would be really good. So many good options. So let's see, I made a couple notes here. Oh, okay. And then the other thing the other big category I wanted to talk about is adrenal fatigue. So your adrenals are these glands, located like on the top of your kidneys, and they really are what help regulate our body's ability to respond to stress and our corticosteroids and or cortisol levels. So it's really important. Adrenal fatigue is something that always precedes or almost always precedes thyroid fatigue. So you think of the adrenal glands and the thyroid going together. So most of the time, if you have thyroid issues, your adrenals were stressed long before your thyroid was. So it is important to take care and be mindful of your adrenals. So you can put a couple drops in a veggie cap and take it, that way to support your adrenals. You could just put it in a carrier oil and rub it. Basically, you would just put it in the flank area on your back because the adrenals are located right next to the kidneys or on top of the kidneys. And then it's also is part of the thyroid blend. So the thyroid blend, if you are interested in thyroid health, that you can search in the group thyroid, but I did write down the oils that are in the thyroid blend, So it's frankincense, clove, lemongrass, basil, and myrrh. And you can put that in a roller and you can, put that over the thyroid area, and you would apply that, several times a day to support your thyroid. So I want to hear from you. Have you used basil? What do you use it for? What do you want to use it for? Amy already said cocktails and headaches. Patty said food. So I want to see what everyone else also wants to use it for. One other thing that I wanted to mention, and now I forget what I was going to say. Sorry, it was a 12-hour shift. My brain starts to go towards the end of the day. But I'm going to think of it, and then I guess I'll put it in the comments. But, I know what it was. Diffuser recipe that I haven't tried yet, but I want to try. It was basil, lemon, and lavender. And I thought that sounded really nice because lemon and basil and lavender sound like a nice combination. So if anyone puts it in their diffuser for anything, or you could add it to the Epsom salts, for muscle relaxation. So lots of different uses that you could use it for. I had a bug bite last week and I really wish I had known I could use basil with my lavender. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a good night. I'm really enjoying this ABCs of Oil series. I know we're just at the beginning, but I feel like every day I learn something new, whether it's an oil that I'm preparing to talk about for a minute or it's someone else, that's